The lines between friend and foe become more obscured for the X-Men as they continue their battle against Ahab, the Hounds, and young Cable. What will happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Extermination issue number 4 and find out for ourselves. Alrighty then, so as we pick up with this comic, Ahab and his mind-controlled X-Men army are ready to make one final push against the X-Men who are hid out in Atlantis. And why yes, the irony is not lost on this dude at all that he is a nautical-themed supervillain going to catch his white whale that is Cyclops in an underwater city. Now back to the X-Mansion, the rest of the good guys continue to lick their wounds. They just got attacked twice in one day and a lot of people are hurt. Not dead though, Beast actually made it from the previous issue, so take his name off the death list. Tired of being on the defensive all this time, Headmistress Kitty decides to gather everyone together for one final assault on Ahab, which means everyone is convening at X-Men Red's headquarters soon enough. That is, of course, except for the odd men out in this situation, being young Jean Grey and the newly reformed X-Force. They've decided to go on a very dangerous mission to try and apprehend young Cable. Domino and the rest of X-Force are all hopped up on revenge juice and ready to get even with young Cable for what he did to his older counterpart. It's Jean Grey who proves to actually be much more mature beyond her years, using her powers to stop the fight so they can at least ask young Cable what it is he's after. As young Cable tries to explain, he's not actually the bad guy in this situation, he's only trying to pick up the slack and finish the job that his older counterpart was too sentimental to do, and that is fix the timeline by sending the young X-Men back. You see, he's already seen the timeline where all of this goes wrong. If Scott or any of the young X-Men were to die right now at Ahab's hands, it would cause some really bad stuff to happen. Days of Future Past would come even quicker and even harder, the Reaver virus would go uncured. Basically, the entire survival of mutant kind hinges on young Cable being able to finish his mission. You see, he wasn't actually torturing any of the other X-Men from before, he was just trying to use Mimic's powers to get them back to their old selves before he sent them back. Yeah, gotta wonder why he just didn't open up and say all of that to begin with, but hey, if he did, we wouldn't have had an event storyline, would we have? Now back over with Ahab, he and his hounds are ready to assault Atlantis. This battle is pretty difficult because as hard as the X-Men fight, Ahab still has those two creepy little French albino mutants that can turn you into hounds in an instant. Luckily, X-Men Red gets reinforced by X-Force and all of the other teams, and it looks like the good guys might finally have the chance to push the bad guys back once and for all. Ahab's goal still remains the same though, and that is claiming the life of young Cyclops. Needless to say, Scott is tired of being chased all over the world and is still super upset about the death of his girlfriend Bloodstorm, so he lets Ahab have it with both barrels. He is then swiftly punished for leaping before he looked by catching a giant harpoon right through the chest. This of course means that dark future ripple effect that young Cable was trying to warn everyone about may already have come to pass. So that was Extermination issue number 4, everybody, the penultimate issue in this X-Men series, and I gotta say I'm still really enjoying what's going on here. This has probably been one of the most pleasantly paced X-Men events I've read in a long time. It gets to the point, it doesn't get bogged down in tie-ins, it definitely seems like they're trying to address a lot of the problems that fans have been yelling about ever since Bendis brought the young time-traveling X-Men to the present in the first place. Young Cable is actually forming into a pretty interesting character in his own right, one who is different from his older counterpart, one who's a little bit more impulsive, a little bit more heartless, but also, you know, with the greater good in mind. It's nice to see one X-Men team or teams doesn't steal the spotlight from the others. I feel like everyone's getting equal page time, and that's always nice to see. Overall, I'd give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not take a closer look at some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're feeling in a supportive mood, why not check out the link down in the description for my Patreon page. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. That would be much appreciated, and until we meet again, everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I will be making more comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye-bye, everyone.